from Lambton-Kent-Middlesex.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker. My question today is for the Minister of Economic Development and Growth. Over the last several weeks, I have questioned the Minister about the plight of small manufacturers struggling with expensive energy bills. He responded by talking about the taxpayer money his government has handed out to some of the biggest companies in North America. Speaker, with a provincial debt that recently blew past $300 billion, the minister can't possibly intend to subsidize our entire economy into prosperity. Although they are unable to donate at the same level, small companies are facing the same obstacle as large multinationals: incredibly high energy costs, incoming cap-and-trade, and onerous regulations. Speaker, can the minister explain why his government thinks corporate grants to the largest companies by invitation only is a better plan for our economy than creating a level playing field where businesses of all sizes can be competitive and succeed?
Minister of Economic Development and Growth.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank the member for the question because I really do appreciate the opportunity to respond to it. Since 2004, we've invested over $1.7 billion in supports for business. $1.7 billion that we've invested. $16 billion has been added to our economy as a result of those investments. 70,000 jobs. 70,000 jobs have been created or retained. Oshawa exists because of these support.
Stop the clock. Finish, please.
I know the member and his leader do not support our auto sector. I know that their preference would have been to see that auto sector wither and die. They said that, Mr. Speaker, so it's absolutely true. They would have let those plants close. Well, Mr. Speaker, we're not going to let those plants close. We're going to partner with our auto sector. We're going to partner with our manufacturers. We're going to reduce regulatory burden for our businesses. We're going to maintain a competitive environment for investment, and we're going to keep creating.
Thank you. Supplementary.
Speaker, back to the minister. Small-sized companies are describing this government's policies as, and I quote, death by 1,000 cuts. 80% of manufacturers in this province employ 50 people or less. They can't afford to lobby this government, and they don't have the resources to deal with all the problems this government throws at them. Speaker, one company I spoke with was told they would need to spend over $60,000 to evaluate their plant emissions, then freeze operations for 3 years while they waited for the ministry to review the report. If they needed to make changes to operations within that time, they were told by this government they should just hire a lawyer. Minister, the first step to finding a solution is admitting that you have a problem. When will the minister finally acknowledge that this government is placing an unreasonable burden on small and medium-sized businesses, or will he continue to insist that he knows more about the business of these companies than the owners do?
Thank you. Minister.
Mr. Speaker, this government has been passionately tackling that regulatory burden that the member correctly refers to. We do need to continue to reduce regulatory burden, and we'll ask the member opposite and other members of the legislature that we're open to their feedback. We work very closely with our business community on this, and what have we achieved so far? 80,000 regulatory burdens have been reduced or eliminated between 2008 and 2010. In our recent report, $88 million has been saved for businesses, Mr. Speaker. That's 2.8 million hours on the job that we saved for our small businesses because of our Open for Business. But there's more work to do, and that's why we set up our red tape challenge, so we can reach out in particular to small and medium-sized businesses. Where 25 to 26% of the respondents to that have been those small businesses that we're targeting. So, Mr. Speaker, do we have more work to do? Yes, we do, and we're